welcome to today's video. So as you can see, I've already done my eyes and my brows. I did already record a video and this is the look that I did on Monday. The tutorial for this look is up. So I encourage you guys to go ahead and watch if you're interested in learning how to recreate this spring glam cut crease inspired by the Pantone color of the year. But today we are going to be doing a get ready with me and pregnancy update. So if you have missed past videos of mine, or if you're new to my channel, my name is Caitlin. This is my channel, Everything Beautiful, where we do product reviews, tutorials, hauls, product recommendations, and I also recently announced that I am expecting. So I already have a 4-year-old son named Hudson, and me and my husband Cody are expecting a baby girl. Today we're going to be doing another pregnancy update. I will be doing these at least once a month until obviously the baby comes. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of nothing new and chatting about my symptoms, talking about weight gain, talking about the growth of the baby and me by this point. So the first product I'm going to use is the NYX Angel Veil. It is the Skin Perfecting Primer. As I said, this is a video of nothing new. So this is a primer I used to love for a long time. I haven't used it in a very long time, actually. So when this video comes out, I will be just 26 weeks pregnant, which is in my 6th month. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's coming along. So the last time I talked to you guys, I was just 23 weeks pregnant. And as I said, I revealed the gender. If you missed that, it is a girl, which we're very excited about. We want 2 kids, and I did really want a girl. So it worked out very perfectly. So I'm gonna be going in with my Dior Air Flash. I'm gonna just spray it straight on my sponge as I don't wanna get it all over my eyeshadow. This is in the shade 100. So as of yesterday, and again, I'm going based off of when this video is going up. So as of yesterday, I was 26 weeks. The baby is the size of an acorn squash. The baby is around a full 2 pounds now. So weight is starting to go up a little more quickly. And it is about 14 plus inches long. So she's getting much bigger, growing a lot faster now. Things are getting a little tighter in there, and I definitely am feeling it. I'm feeling a lot of movement lately, especially like after I eat, which is normal. So the eyes have been closed for the last few months so that the retina, the part of the eye that allows images to come into focus, could develop. And it's beginning to open up. These eyes will start to open soon. I have heard that you can shine like a flashlight or whatever on your stomach, and eventually, like soon, the baby will be able to see it. Like it'll just look like light, because obviously there's not really much else to see. I have actually tried it. I tried it like earlier on, like probably last week, and I didn't really notice much. So I actually will have to try that again soon and see if I notice that she moves. As of right now, the colored part of the eye doesn't have much pigmentation. And even if it does, it can change. A lot of babies, as you may have heard, are born with blue eyes. Well, not every baby, like my son wasn't, but a lot of babies can be born with blue eyes, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to stay blue. A lot of times the color of the eye can change. This is the Revlon Candid concealer. I know it's a little yellow, but I love it, and I keep forgetting to get a new shade. Once you blend it in, it doesn't look as yellow. So the baby's brain wave activity is gearing up at this stage in fetal development, which means your little one can not only hear noises, but now can respond to them. Basically, like, not only can the baby hear what's going on, whether it's your voice, sometimes they can hear music, but then they can also, like, their brain can kind of signal like a response to that. So they might move more when they hear your voice or music or yada, yada, yada. In terms of my development, your belly button can, at this point, a lot of women's belly buttons will be an outie. Mine is still not. I didn't have an outie with my last child either. So I don't think I'll get one, but you never know. A lot of women at this point, your belly is big enough that it will kind of push your belly button out. So it'll go from an innie to an outie. Insomnia can start to kick in if you haven't already experienced it, which I'm sure a lot of us pregnant women have. I'm actually not too bad right now. I feel like I was experiencing a little insomnia before, like earlier on in the pregnancy, maybe not even insomnia, but like just I would wake up more often and I'd have a harder time going back to sleep. I'm finding now, I think it's just I'm so tired that it's not too bad, although I do find that there is days where I wake up and it is a lot harder to fall back asleep than it normally would be. Yeah, insomnia for me at least is not too bad yet, but I find the bigger you get, the harder it is to sleep just because of your comfort level. It's a lot harder to get comfortable. I'm noticing when I'm sleeping, because I mainly sleep on my side, I will sometimes sleep on my back for like a short period of time. I usually wake up not too long after, I think just because subconsciously I'm scared to sleep on my back, which you're really supposed to avoid it. But sometimes if I just can't sleep, I will kind of sleep on my back a little bit. Although I'm finding at this point it's almost too uncomfortable anyways. You know, the weight of your uterus will like kind of push upwards onto your diaphragm and all of that. So I find it's not really that comfortable anyways. I find at this point and further on, like the farther you get along, it is uncomfortable, especially when sleeping. It's just heart-shaped tape, a little bit of extra coverage. I do actually find that when I lay on my sides, and I don't remember having this. Like, I don't know if this is just because I'm a bit older now. I'm not sure, but my hips hurt. Like I'll wake up and I like physically can't lay on my side anymore. Like it hurts. My sister I mentioned is also pregnant, but she has like sore hips and she has scoliosis. So it's common for her to have sore hips anyways. So she's been experiencing this pretty early on. And it kind of was almost expected for her, having back problems and hip problems already. But I never had this, so I was surprised. It's actually quite painful. Like they're sore when you wake up and it's almost like you can't lay on them any longer. So that kind of sucks. It's because your side is really the only semi-comfortable and safe position to lay in. So you kind of want to be able to lay on it comfortably. So basically what I'm trying to say is I'm not super comfortable. No, it's starting to get more uncomfortable, but I think I'm at like kind of what they sometimes call the honeymoon phase in pregnancy. The last 3 to 4 weeks have been kind of the best I think my pregnancy will be. I'm just setting with the Maybelline Fit Me Powder. And the reason I say that is because it really started to show. So I don't just look like I'm fat and gained weight. You have that shape. So it's obvious for people that you're pregnant. So that's kind of nice instead of just feeling bloated and like it looks like you've gained weight. And then also you are not too big yet. So you're not too uncomfortable. If you've had morning sickness, a lot of times it's, kind of gone away. So a lot of the symptoms are at bay at this point, and like things are pretty much the most comfortable they're going to get in the second trimester. I am getting closer to my third trimester. So, as I said before, usually the bigger that you get, the more uncomfortable you'll be. And then you kind of get out of that honeymoon phase and back into discomfort. I'm not really complaining because it's going to get worse, but yeah, I'm starting to notice more discomfort as I get bigger. As I mentioned, the baby's kicking a lot. It's getting to the point where the baby's big enough, you really feel it. And it can be almost painful sometimes. They can, depending on how they're positioned, they can kick your organs, your bladder, your pelvic bone, all of that fun stuff, And it can be painful. And even if it's not painful, it's just like, it's a jolt. It's kind of discomfort. Even if it's not pain, it's discomfort. So that's fun. But it is also very cool at the same time. And I found the more the baby kicks, it's just like that another piece of like, okay, the baby's doing okay. Like as you get farther along, you want to make sure you're feeling the movement. So as much as it can be painful, it's also kind of good. I'm going in with my Kat Von D, or sorry, KVD Shade Light palette. I haven't used this in so long, and I started using it again, and I'm obsessed again. I used to love it, and I'm like definitely reminded why I loved it. Oh, and another place they can kick, once they flip and their head is lower, they might start kicking your ribs, especially depending on how long your uterus is, how long your abdomen is. So that's fun. But I haven't felt any of that yet. The baby's head is still up onto like kind of upwards. So, but it is early enough. She'll still, like, it's normal for them to be facing feet down at this point. So that is basically the gist of development. Also, the fingernails have been developed at this point, and the baby is swallowing at this point the amniotic fluid. Let's talk about like my size. So I've noticed a significant difference in my bump. I feel like in the last month I've really popped more. People are mentioning it more, which is fine because it's like a nice round bump. So you're not like, thanks for noticing I look fat. It is fun once you start to show, you know, more of the maternity clothes, you know, the stuff that hugs your body looks a little bit nicer at this point. For weight gain, I really wanted to mention this because I feel like my last pregnancy, I was only 19 when I was pregnant. Well, sorry, when I found out I was pregnant, 20 for the majority of my pregnancy, because I found out I was pregnant in May and my birthday was in August. I was young is what I'm trying to say. Side note, I'm using the Cotton Candy Champagne palette, and I am going to focus on these purple colors to kind of match my eyes a little bit more. I have gained about, well, okay, so I'm going to write the number that I gained here if it's updated, which I'm sure it'll probably be because when I'm recording this, I'm only 25 weeks. So I've gained 19 pounds. Now, they say that you're supposed to gain anywhere from 1 to 5 pounds in your first trimester, which is your first 12 weeks. That's the healthy, normal, kind of appropriate amount. Remember, everybody's different, and as long as your doctor is not concerned, I would not stress too much about it, but I'm just kind of going off of what I know. And then they say you're supposed to gain you can gain from half a pound to a pound a week. So I gained 5 pounds in the first trimester, so I was still within the range, and then I've been gaining about a pound a week. So I'm at the like max, but I'm still within range. Now this past week, I've noticed I'm fluctuating. Some mornings I'm a pound heavier. So I'm kind of fluctuating between 18 and 19 pounds. And again, it may have gone up. So I'll put it right here. So by 26 weeks, I should be about 19 pounds gained at the max, if that makes sense. So I'm still doing pretty good, but I'm just like way more like concerned about my weight this time. And I think it's because I'm older. So that's what I was getting at when I mentioned my age. I think it is because I'm older. You know, I have more anxiety this pregnancy. I think about it more. I think it's just the internet is not always a good thing, but it's also, I think I know more too, and I just worry more. I think it's also because after being pregnant once, you can see how difficult it is to lose all of that baby weight. So I'm like really worried. I don't want to gain any extra. But I just wanted to encourage you guys, remember, if you're concerned about your weight, just make sure you're eating as healthy as possible. I eat healthy because I try to eat lots of vegetables and calcium and take my prenatals and all that jazz. But I eat a lot of, like, I indulge in my cravings a lot. So I have to be a little bit better at maybe not always indulging. I've been trying to find more healthy, you know, options. So like for treats, you know, more fruit than like ice cream. My cravings are Fruit Loops cereal, obsessed, anything ice cream, but I really just like carbs and sweets. Let's just be real. I'll be honest. I'm just a big eater. So this was, by the way, the Melt highlight in Morningstar. Long story short, what I was trying to get at there is I would not worry too much about your weight. Obviously, you want to be careful. You don't want to be gaining too much weight. But what my point of saying this is, don't obsess about it, because I've been finding myself obsessing about it a little bit too much, and I find it just causes unnecessary anxiety. As long as you're eating a balanced, healthy diet and you're not gaining too much weight and your doctor's not concerned, I would just don't stress yourself out and don't put too much pressure on yourself. Do your best. That's all you can do. You know, if you have a cheat day and you eat too much junk and you're like, the next morning you've gained a pound, what I've been doing is I just try to eat really healthy then like the next few days to make up for it. So like maybe have one day where you just eat what you want within reason, but you eat what you want in a sense. And then the rest of the week where maybe you limit yourself. I'll show you the bump now. I have this little tank top on, so it's harder to show you. This is the bump. As you can see, it's definitely gotten bigger. I'm gonna actually be using this Cream Gel Liner by Colourpop and Charmer. She's a little messy. Also, I've been experiencing really bad heartburn, really bad. I actually needed a prescription for it. So I was prescribed, I forget the name of it, but I was prescribed a heartburn medication. I needed one for my last pregnancy. I have cut out a lot of spicy food. I rarely eat it. When I do get heartburn, so I really should just cut it out completely, but I love spicy food, so I do sometimes indulge still. But especially at night, like I'll be laying there and I'll wake up with such bad heartburn that I feel like I'm gonna vomit. It's so bad. So I definitely needed a prescription. So hopefully that will start to kick in soon. I just started taking it a few days ago. But yeah, that is the gist of this pregnancy. Baby's growing, I'm growing, a little bit more discomfort and heartburn, but altogether I'm feeling not too bad. My energy level's pretty good. I'm sleeping not bad. So at this point, things are going really well. Baby is healthy. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, my last check-in with my OB, I was told that from my ultrasound, I had a low placenta. It's nothing like too concerning. It's not like I have placenta previa or anything like that, but I do have to be careful, you know, making sure that, because it's so low, it could be like disturbed and potentially rupture. So I have to be really careful. And then I'm getting an extra ultrasound. So at this point, if they're not concerned about anything, your 22-week ultrasound is the last one you get unless there's concerns. I do get one at 30 weeks to make sure that that is okay. And that hopefully the placenta, as I've grown bigger, the placenta will have grown away from my cervix. So fingers crossed that will be the case. They're not too concerned, but they just told me to be careful. So that's different from my last pregnancy. So just being really careful with that. Because I'm 26 weeks, I will be getting my glucose test this week to find out if I have gestational diabetes. So fingers crossed that's not the case. And I also, because I have a negative blood type, I will be having to get the shot. I forget the name of it. It is a shot. If you have a negative blood type, you have to get a needle. And then depending on the baby's blood type, there's another needle needed after. I still don't go see her again until a month, and then I'll start seeing her every 2 weeks because I will be in my 3rd trimester. And then after all of these fun tests, if everything is okay, then fingers crossed, it'll just be my OB, regular check-ins until baby comes. So that is basically everything I have to update you guys. I'm actually doing quite well. Hope you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me. And again, if you want to find out how to create this eye look, then go ahead and check out Monday's video. I will have it linked down below. Thank you so much for watching and joining in with me today. Stay tuned for more updates. I will probably do another one in a few weeks. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.